a fantastic walk this morning. I'm off today. Today is a holiday. You know, it's Indigenous Peoples Day, in case you didn't know. Are you guys working today? I don't know who's off and who's not off. The boy still had school today. He didn't get Indigenous Peoples Day off, which used to be called Columbus Day, but out here we call it Indigenous Peoples Day. I got up this morning and was early for the dog's vet appointment. So early that it's not even today. I called them and told them I was late. I'm sorry, I'm late. Can you reschedule me? They're like, ma'am, your appointment is not until the 15th. I was early. Good morning, Stacy. So I was happy about that. I didn't miss his appointment, so that's good. I got up and I'm like, this dog, I love him, but he is a high energy dog. So fine, no problem. My foot is feeling a lot better, so I'm able to walk in my regular shoes. I was actually able to get a tiny bit of a jog in. I didn't push it. I just did a little bit. Jog about 100 feet, really. It's like I said, a little bit. Good morning, Sharma Turners. Sharma Turners, I finished my tax documentation. If you are available today, tell you that she is driving in the car from Birmingham to Prattville, so she cannot respond, but she is listening. Okay, thank you, Sharma Turners. But when you get home, if you are going to sleep, that's fine. But otherwise, you can look at my documentation. Let me know. It's done on Tax Hawk. So anyway, good morning, Steve. Good morning, Steve. So I decided to take this walk. I'm taking the dog on this walk, and we went, I think you would know, from my house to downtown Tacoma Park, I want to say it's about a mile and a half. And this is the farthest this puppy has ever walked, but I'm like, you're going to get worn out today because I don't want to be in the house chasing you. So I'm about to wear you out. So I walked him downtown, went to the small business pet store, bought some goods, some pet things, some chew toys for him, like a chew bone, so he could be entertained once we got to the house, and then walked back. Good morning, Susanna. Good morning, Steve. And when I was walking on the way back, I saw this bumper sticker that said "Free Melania." Free her from what? Okay. From what exactly? Good morning, Mother. So needy sometimes, so needy. What are we freeing her from? Good morning, Tobiah. And then, you guys, I was torn because this is the thing. There are women who are in abusive relationships. And I feel for those women. I feel for the women who don't recognize that they are in an abusive relationship. But sometimes when the woman in the abusive relationship is reaping the benefits of a multi-billionaire, right? He may be the abuser, but he's a multi-billionaire, or he's a billionaire. I'm sorry, a multi-millionaire or a billionaire. I don't feel the need to free anybody. I don't feel the same for a woman who is reaping the benefits, the financial benefits of being with someone, and therefore probably sold her soul to the devil in order to live that life. But at the same time, I don't know that that's right. I don't feel like she needs to be freed from anything. She made a choice to be with somebody for whatever reason. If she loved them, great. If she needed money, great. If she needed a citizenship, great. Whatever reason she chose to be with him, she has chosen to stay with him. So why are we running around with folks driving around with a bumper sticker talking about free Melania? From what? From herself? From her own insanity? From her own disillusions? What are we freeing her from? I had a girlfriend, dated a ball player, dated a famous football player. I think I mentioned this before, way early on. He's neither. His ass is broke. That's why no taxes have been delivered. You know, that's a touchy thing, because he's not broke, Steve. He's living large. Now, whether he's living large in debt or whether he's living large off of somebody else's money and not necessarily indebted, whether he has people who believe the hype, he's living large and she's reaping the benefits of that. Now, what his tax returns look like, so what? I don't care that his tax returns say he's broke. Do you know how many business people I know who take a loss every single year, but they're not really broke? They figure out creative ways to look broke so that they don't have to pay taxes on all of the money that they made. So I doubt that he is actually broke, although he looks broke. And I believe he probably has a lot of debt. Sure, he's borrowed money from a lot of people. Sure, but he's still living that high life and she's enjoying that. So what are we freeing her from? She's bought and sold. She sold herself. She knew he was married when she met him. Right. So what are we freeing her from? Her own insanity. And in that case, does she need to be freed or committed? I don't understand us feeling sorry for Melania. And you know, guys, I'm not the only one who's saying this. There are so many people like, oh my God, she doesn't want to hold his hand. BS. You know what other word I want to say, but I'm trying not to curse. BS. She obviously holds that man's hand. She does something, and whatever she does satisfies her and satisfies him because they're still together. Holding hand or not holding hand. I don't hold hands in public, not necessarily. So the fact that she's not allowing him to hold her hand, so what? Maybe she doesn't like public displays of affection. Right. Thank you, Susanna. I don't feel sorry for her. I don't feel sorry for her at all. My sentiments exactly. Good morning, Bernadette. Good morning, sis. Elaine says she not only chose him, but according to those who know, she is just like him. So no, so no sympathy. Exactly. Why can't people understand that women can be just as devious, just as devilish, just as sick, just as demented, just as much of an asshole, just as much of a jerk, just as unintelligent as men? Why are we always feeling sorry for the woman? Why would you feel sorry for her? This is a powerful woman living her life, disregarding society, disregarding everybody, doesn't want to do the Christmas things, doesn't want to be in the White House doing the White House stuff. Now that's not unusual. A lot of wives, even Michelle Obama said, I didn't want this president's wife life. I didn't want that first lady life. But when she was given the first lady life, she stepped into it like a boss. Maybe I didn't want this, but supporting my husband and supporting my country and loving what my husband is doing for this country means I'm about to do this like a boss. And Melania comes in there like, look, take all them trees down that's been here for years that Washington planted himself. Take all them trees down. Nope, don't put up Obama's portrait. No, we're not doing that. I don't want to decorate all this Christmas stuff. I don't give a damn about Christmas. I don't care about them damn kids at the border. So what? And then we got people feeling sorry for her. He's broke. I don't feel sorry for her at all. Right. I don't feel sorry for her. Aside from Melania, abuse is abuse. A woman with a wealthy man bruises the same as one in a financially struggling relationship. Right, Steve. That's the struggle right now. You are so right. You are so right, Steve. And that's why I brought this to the table. Because look at how with Melania, we automatically assume she must be an abused woman, emotionally, psychologically, verbally, whatever. She must be, because nobody in their right mind, no unabused, not abused woman. Hey, son, are you kidding me? Y'all gonna see my son get beat on tea time. And then you're gonna be talking about it's an abused son in the house.
I have no idea how this got turned on.
You about to get beat.
Mom, I seriously...
Okay, hey.
It was an accident. If I did it, I'm sorry.
Do I need to throw something at you so you shut up while I'm doing my tea time?
No.
You know what? Let me tell you something. I do this on purpose. I fuss at him on purpose in front of tea time. Why? Because I'm showing real life. Real life. You fuss, and come back to your friends with a smile. You got to turn on the mama, beat the kids down, and then come back to the table. Take the call from your kids, fuss at them, bless them out, get them in order, and then come back to the boardroom. That's life. I will never be that mama who acts like life is perfect, everything is perfect, my kid is perfect. My kids are perfectly imperfect, just like me. Little children. Anyway, that's the thing, Steve. So that's the thing. That's what I'm struggling with. That's what I was struggling with as I walked down the street and read the Free Melania, because instantly I'm like, whatever, that's the life she chose. And then I think about the women in my life that I've known who were, I knew one woman that was abused. I don't want to say women. I knew one woman that was physically abused. And it took forever for me to get her to see that she was physically abused, to register that it was physical abuse. Now, this man was beating on her, hitting her, sending her to the hospital, bit her. You know what I'm saying? With his teeth. Broke her skin. She had to get stitches. Punched her in her stomach so hard, she had internal bleeding. Now, this child was that big. Now, I'm not saying if you got a big woman, you can punch a big woman. But I'm just saying, if you got a woman this skinny, what you think your punch is about to do? Your punch is about to go through that woman. I mean, if you got a big woman, you might think there's some cushion there. And I'm not saying it's right. You don't beat the big women. You don't beat the little women. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying you got somebody this small. Come on now. Good morning, Suliana. Why is she even an issue? She had a hook baby to stay in the country, then got her parents into the country with citizenship. She was working illegally in the U.S. after her visa had run out. Right. And we're feeling sorry for her. Not we meaning us at the table, but we meaning folks out there with bumper stickers talking about free Melania. Free her from what? She is not imprisoned. We do not feel sorry for her. But, Steve, we don't feel sorry for her, and she is truly abused. Do we feel sorry for the woman in the financially struggling relationship that's abused? Now, my girlfriend who was physically abused, she wasn't financially struggling either. Her husband was a NFL football star. He was banking her. She had a big, beautiful home, a fancy car, 2 cars, a Mercedes SUV and a Lincoln Navigator back when first Lincoln Navigators came out and were the big thing. She shopped at Neiman Marcus and Saks Fifth Avenue every day like she was going to Target. She had 4 kids or 5, a nanny and a housekeeper. She was living large. And what was living large? What was the price for her living large? The price was that he would beat her and she would get a trip to Miami. First class, all expenses paid. He would beat her and then send her to the All-Star basketball game. First class, all expenses paid for her and 5 of her friends. I wasn't her friend at the time because I would have so jumped on that. Like, girl, he hit you. Where we going? I'm kidding, but not really. Where we going? I help nurse your wounds while we in LA, all expenses paid, first class, going to the All-Star. I'll nurse your wounds. That's terrible, y'all. That's terrible. But that's the life she lived. That's the life she lived and was okay with it. And for her, I felt sorry. I felt sorry for her and for her friends. Because I sat at the table and it was like I was in the freaking Twilight Zone. All of them were talking about how their husbands and boyfriends beat them. And I'm like, wait, so we okay with this? We're okay with getting beat? You mean he hit you? Like, really hit you? I mean, like, hit you? For real, hit you? Whatever, Steve. I said I'll nurse her wounds, get the all-star trip first, and then tell her how should be leaving him. Get my plane ticket first. My all-star tickets, my plane ticket, my hotel stay, get all that first, and then be like, baby, look, let me have a conversation with you. You really shouldn't be accepting all this on the way home. You know, I am who I am, Steve. And listen, that was years ago, honey. That was like, 20, 25 years ago. I was young. I would have taken it in a heartbeat. But I wasn't that young and stupid. I did have that conversation with her. I didn't reap the benefits of her beatings. I did not. I was the one person who she met who helped her see the connection between the abuse that she accepted from him and the abuse that she received as a child, and how her father would pay for abusing her. So she had been conditioned from childhood. Daddy touched me the wrong way, then Daddy took me for ice cream. Daddy had me in the bathtub with him, then Daddy bought me a pretty dress. Daddy took me where I wanted to go. Daddy took me to the movies. Daddy bought me ice cream. Daddy bought me a new toy. Hey, darling, get back to the plantation, girl. This is your first job on the plantation. You know the overseers. Well, where they at? Who is that? Susanna. I was in an abusive relationship, and it was real hard to get out of it when you think you are in love and know he had no money. Girl, look, let me high five you, Susanna. Let me high five you. You think you're in love. You think you are in love. And no matter, first of all, you don't see. Now, okay, Susanna, I don't know what your abuse was. If it was physical abuse, that's easy to see. That's easy to see. Somebody hits you, that's abuse, right? But when it's psychological, when it's verbal can still be easy to recognize, except for if you got a big mouth too and you constantly yelling at your partner and your partner constantly yelling at you, well, you might not start, you might take you a moment to recognize that your yelling is in defense and it's that person is being verbally abusive to you. But when it's psychological abuse, that's a little harder to see. And you could be deep in love before you recognize the psychological abuse. Let me get to some. Oh, okay, darling. You know we got to keep you working, keep the overseers off your back. It's sad to see anyone who is living in fear for their lives from an abusive relationship. Others that see the abuse need to step in and put a stop to it. But how can somebody step in and put a stop to it? If the woman keeps going back to the abuser, at a certain point, all you can do is just be there. Let me read some of these other comments. It's sad to see. I'm on break. Okay, good. There's a difference between being abused and participating in the abuse of others. She is a user and clearly working with him, including slapping his hand because it moved the attention from what he was doing wrong to how she was being wronged. Wait. Let me read that again. Who are we talking about, Elaine? Are we talking about Melania? There's a difference between being abused and participating in the abuse of others. She is a user and clearly working with him, including slapping his hand because it moved the attention from what he was doing wrong to how she. Oh, you're talking about Melania. Okay, yes. It's all theatrics with them. Everything they do has a purpose. Don't ever mistake that. It has a purpose. Oh, baby, when we go out here, reach for my hand, I'm going to slap it. And, then the whole narrative changes. The whole conversation changes. Hold on, let me see. I want to make sure I'm not missing. Susanna, physical and psychological. So first of all, Susanna, first and foremost, what I want to say is kudos to you. Much love to you. I'm very happy that you got out of that relationship. I'm very happy that you found the strength to get out of that relationship. I'm very happy that you found a way out of that relationship. I'm very happy that you are here now and able to recognize and able to speak on it, because you speaking on it helps other people who may be in the same situation that you're in or has been in that situation and possibly beat themselves up for having been in that situation, right? We share at this table the way that we do. And there are times when I'm like, girl, you sharing way too much. But the reality is I share like I share because I know that somebody else is dealing with the same sort of thing that I have dealt with or am dealing with. And if I can share a little bit of me and help you, I'm going to do that. Because apparently, according to the Facebook tests, right, Facebook quiz, I'm 121% giver. Of course, Catrice is like 400-some% giver, so I think they wrong. I need to be up there like that too. Oh, right. It's the physical, like I said, Susanna, the physical abuse is easier to see than sometimes the psychological abuse. I told you, my ex told me, you ain't getting any younger. What kind of abusive crap is that? You're not getting any younger. Okay, so I'm supposed to marry your abusive ass because I'm not getting any younger and I can't get anybody else. Do you know who I am? Okay, I ain't got nobody else right now. But point is, I'm worth something more than that. Reach one, teach one, right? My favorite motto, right? But isn't it each one, teach one? I stopped it in my own home as a teenager. I told my stepfather that I would kill him if he ever raised his hand to my mother again, and he backed down. She left soon after. Very, very nice. You know what? Let me tell you something. Tobiah. It ain't nothing like a boy child, man child, standing up for their mama. The other day, this just happened. It was so funny. The other day, I was looking up imbecile. But I wanted to make sure I was spelling it right because I used to be an excellent speller and I used to talk about my mother for not being able to spell. But now I understand. Because sometimes now after 3 kids, I had pregnancy brain. I can't spell to save my life sometimes now. So I looked up imbecile. Well, imbecile is a French word. We use it in English, but it's a French word. So my son, the boy, the youngest one, he looked up. He was looking on my phone. He's like, "Oh, Mom, can I look on your phone for something?" So he was looking on my phone for something, and he saw that I had searched imbecile. And the definition that came up. Now, I know the definition of imbecile. That's fine. I was just looking for the spelling. But he saw the definition show up. He came into my room. He was like, "Did my dad call you this?" He was so mad. He was heated. Did my dad call you this? Because, his dad is French, right? Well, African, but French is his first language. Did my dad call you this? And I'm like, hey, son, back down. No. I cracked up. And I said, you know what, son? Way to stick up for your mama. Way to stick up for your mama. But no, your daddy did not call me that. I was looking it up for something else, okay? Ooh, I had to talk him down. Yes, son. He sounds like he is a very insecure man. I was 6 feet tall at 15. Yes. See, that's why we grow. That's why we growing big. We growing big. So us mamas grow our children, our boys big, especially because one day those boys gonna have to step up to somebody and be like, "Look, what you say to my mama? What did you say?" You can step in for your mother. You can step in for your sister. You can step in for your sister friend. You can step in, but sometimes, unless they are willing to step up, to step out, step aside when you step in, it's futile. Because you're going to step in, and then that abuser is going to distance them from you because you stepped in. Who is that saying good morning? Jana, good morning. Hey, Jana, sister friend. You have to sometimes be very careful how you step in. Be very careful how you step to your abused friend and help them understand that they are being abused, so that maybe they can begin to process that some steps need to be taken so that they can step away from their abuser. And it's not going to be an instant process. Susanna, how long did it take you? And I hope you don't mind me asking you, but how long did it take you to get out of that relationship? When women begin to recognize and accept that love only exists when it is two-way, not one way. You too, Jana, for sure, especially right now. Miss you too. You know what, Mom? I think I hear you. I understand the point that you're making, but it is easy to love someone who doesn't love you. You have to recognize that you shouldn't be in a relationship with someone who doesn't love you. There needs to be love in the relationship and not only one-sided. I agree with that. But it is very easy to fall in love with somebody who doesn't fall in love with you back. That's easy. That's easy to do. So that's the important thing that we have to recognize. Don't allow that, right? Men who are abusive are cowards, and they are afraid of men who will stand up to them. Yeah. And so you know what they do? They distance the woman. And if the woman, 6 years, I left once and went back, then left for good with restraining order. So this is what I'm saying. 6 years is a long time to process that. Bernadette says it's a tough process and use the marathon training to build myself to endure it all. The threats breaking free were no joke. Yes. Wow. That's the point. So when you see that your sister, or let's be clear, women can be abusive too. If you see your sister or your brother being abused, it's a process to get out of that abusive relationship. And so what you have to do is not put a damn bumper sticker talking about free Bernadette, free Susanna, free Kai. No. It's be your sister's sister. Be your brother's brother. Be there. Don't make them feel bad or stupid or less than because they are in an abusive relationship. I'm pretty sure they were not sitting as a child talking about, oh, I want to grow up, I want a good job, I want a nice house, and I want my husband to beat me. I want to get married and have children, and I want my wife to be an abuser. No, nobody wished for that. And oftentimes in my abusive relationship, that person was not recognized as abusive by anybody else for a long time. And the hardest thing for me at that time, Mama, you know I'm talking to you too right now, was everybody else seeing my abuser as so perfect. I don't know what's wrong with you, Kai. Why are you always getting so mad, Kai? Why are you complaining, Kai? What's the problem, Kai? Oh my God, he's so nice. Oh my God, he's so beautiful. He was fine. He is fine still, actually. Oh my God. What's wrong with you, Kai? Kai, you're so hard on me. I was the victim. And by everyone who knows me, I was being attacked, being blamed. It was my fault. Y'all know me to be a smart ass. You know me. Even if you just met me, you know that I am a smart ass before I'm not. You know me to be tough. You know me to be about my business. You know a lot about me. Now you could automatically assume that Kai's just being hard on somebody. Kai's being picky. Kai's being snooty, bougie, uppity. But you don't know what that person is doing to me. So you as my sister, my friend, my sister friend, my brother friend, my brother, you looking at tough Kai and saying, damn, Kai, you hard on everybody. Yeah, okay, but in this situation, trust me. Trust me. Don't question your sister friend when she comes complaining and saying this ain't right. Feel her not right. Understand that regardless of how you see your sister friend or your brother friend, or your sister or brother or cousin or mother, right? You know, they could actually be related. No matter how you see them, their struggle in that moment is real. The abuse felt is real because it is felt. And they are not to blame. 6 years is a long time to stay in an abusive relationship. 6 years is a long time to question your own worth, to not understand your own worth. And there are women who have stayed in abusive relationships until death, either by the abuser or just, death period. There are women who have stayed in abusive relationships. There are men who have stayed in abusive relationships because they could never talk to their brother friends or family about a woman abusing them. Oh man, what kind of punk are you? How are you gonna let that woman beat on you like that? No, they can't talk about that. They can't talk about being abused psychologically, physically. So y'all know I get on the road and I need to. But when you say to yourself, this is not love, then you can begin to strengthen yourself and move on. Yes, sort of, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's the beginning. I think you're right that has to be somewhere. There's a recognition that it's not love, but that doesn't mean that the moment you recognize it's not love is the moment that you begin. That the moment that you're ready to go, it's still, you got to process that not love, the not love, right? You have to process that. And everybody processes on their own time. And hopefully you process it fast enough to get out of the abusive relationship, especially when it's physical abuse, because you don't want to end up dead, right? The problem is undoing the mental damage that has been done. Getting a woman to see her own worth is not an easy task, but you don't give up on her. That's true. You know what? I'm not getting to who said this, but yes, exactly. Right. Things are not always as they appear. It was not so simple. I have no respect for a man who abuses a woman, no filter. I never say that it's a woman's fault unless she knew what kind of man she was going into the relationship with. Yeah, one day is too long. One day is too long, but sometimes it takes a long time. I have seen both sides of abusers, men and women. Yeah. No, I think we are all on the same page. We are all on the same page. But that's the question that bumper sticker begged for me was, okay, I don't have how can we automatically assume a woman is abused because we see the crazy of her situation? Maybe she is a full participant in the crazy. And it is this, I think it's quite sexist. I think it's quite sexist for us to think she's abused because she's in this crazy type, what we recognize as a crazy or what we view as a crazy situation. We automatically assume, oh, there's no way possible that would be her choice. She must be an abused woman. No. Why couldn't that just be her choice? Why can't she just be like that too? Like you said, Mom, how do we know who she is? Hell, maybe they abusing each other back and forth. Maybe that's how they do. That's how they live. That's how they roll. So no, I don't feel sorry for Melania. And maybe if I had 100% proof that she was an abused woman, then I would not care about how much money they have. I would not care about how much money they have. I would not care about her status in life. I would care about her being freed. Maybe if I had a proof 100% that she was being abused. But absent that proof, you made a choice to be with that man, and I don't feel like freeing you is where my focus needs to be. You ain't trying to go anywhere. Often because she's not as visibly ugly as Trump, right? If they hit you once, it's time to go. And there are signs that people are in an abusive relationship. Yeah. Like requiring, requiring distance from friends and family. Anytime your partner won't let you see your friends and family freely, that's the beginning of the end. Should be the end, right? There are signs. There are signs. What do you mean you can't come out with me? What you talking about? Your husband won't let you. Oh, okay, if that's how you roll. But the approach has to be a unique approach, right? Now, if you find out somebody is beating on your sister, you and your friends need to go take them out. You and your friends need to go like you did, Tobiah, put them in their place. I tell you what, touch my mama again. If you want to, touch her again. I would have no problem if I found out one of my sisters was being abused. I would have no problem pulling up with a bat. Touch him again. If she won't beat you, I will. And I'm not going to do it by myself because I got all my tea time table with me. And I already know Suli got plenty of bats. Suli will be there passing them out for everybody. Oh, you didn't bring your bat? I got one for you. When Christian was little, I think I told you guys this story. I'll remind you. When Christian was little, I was living in San Anselmo, California, predominantly white community. And some kids were messing with him and his friend Felipe at the baseball field. And he ran home. I didn't know what was going on. I was in the kitchen cooking, being a nice little homemaker mama, right? And he ran into the kitchen and he's like, Mom, can you help me? I'm like, what are you talking? Look, your little child run in talking about, can you help me? You drop everything. I don't even know if I turned the stove off, y'all. I don't know. You dropped everything. I don't know what you need help with, but yeah, I'll help you. Mom, can you help me? These boys are over there. They're over there at the baseball field, and they took our bat and they won't give it back and they're swinging it at us. Okay. Y'all, I dropped everything, ran over there, hopped the fence and was like, okay. I was about to take on everyone. I didn't know how many boys. No. Y'all know for real, I'm a little bitty person. I ain't really a fighter. But let your kids run up to you talking about, can you help me? Hell, yes, I can help you. And if I get taken down in the process, I will still help you. The kids took off running. I was happy they did because what was I going to do? They had a bat. I had nothing. I was completely unprepared. I just jumped the damn fence and was running up on folks. I was banking on the fact that people have stereotypes about black people, and I was a bald-headed black woman in San Anselmo, California, where they weren't used to seeing black people. And they see this black woman jumping over this damn fence. Now, they didn't see that I didn't actually jump the fence. You know, there were steps on my side. I just stepped up on the thing and looked like I flew over the fence. All planned. Strategic. Come after one of mine. And I will find some Wonder Woman, She-Ra, Hulk, Thor kind of strength. You understand me? I will find it. So I feel you, Tobiah. Because I'm not even a man 6 foot, over 6, because you over 6 feet now, over 6 feet. So I'm not even that. But what I am is a vicious friend. A vicious sister. I am that. Oh, Rose, I don't have work today. It's a holiday, so I'm just going to finish this conversation, and then we're going to get off. I don't care about the time. My oldest son got involved in some unscrupulous things when he was a teenager. Unscrupulous things. And I'm not going to go into detail because I won't put his business on the streets. But what I will tell you is that I called up a friend of mine who was the king of unscrupulous things. And I was like, look, I don't want you to be involved in this because I don't need you going back to jail. Because we are going to jail. I don't remember if he actually had ever been in jail. But what I do need you to be is in your car in case shit goes down. I need you to be in your car, sitting outside this meeting that I'm having with this unscrupulous person, so that this unscrupulous person knows to leave my son alone. Don't come by my house. Lose his number. You are to have no contact with this child. Do you understand me? I called up my friend who was king of unscrupulous things. Come on over here to San and say I'm gonna just sit in your car for me outside of this meetup spot. I will go down fighting for any of mine. And I met this unscrupulous person, and I looked at him, and I let him know you dealing with a black mama right here. And not one that's head is screwed on too tight. Or too tightly, sorry, let me be proper. I tell you what, you come near my son again, and this right here is the least of your problems. My son recognized his mother will stand up for him and keep him out of trouble, but he better never step foot into trouble again. That boy never reached out to my son again, stayed away from him. And my friend in the car, prepared to back me up if necessary, drove home. No problem. Thank you, sir. Thank you for being my backup. I got folks to call. I got things to do. I got skills. I have a unique set of skills. Like Liam Neeson, right? I have a unique set of skills. He killed this side. Well, hold on. Tobiah, it is not always that easy, especially when you are tied financially. Right. That Suzanne, yeah. He killed this side chick and her mother, and then he killed himself, so my girlfriend was right not to leave. Wait, what the heck? Girl, we missed all of the beginning of whatever your conversation was. I mean, whatever you were saying, Rose, and all I got is that he killed somebody. I don't know who killed anybody, but anyone in a relationship with a narcissistic sociopath is being abused. Not if they're a narcissistic sociopath too. That's the point. How do we know? I have too many times in life to get in between an abusive man and a woman who was my friend. Yeah, you've had that, Tobiah. You the man. That's what I'm saying. Too many of the women I know call me when they are being mistreated or abused by their man. I know I can't save them. Only they can do that. A woman has to learn to love herself first and foremost. That's right, Tobiah. That's right. Now we are the accountant. Oh, I had a girlfriend who was, I see. You had a girlfriend who was in an abusive relationship and she stayed, and folks ended up getting killed. I had somewhere for her to go and start over, but she was terrified. I see. He killed this side chick and her mother, and then he killed himself, so my girlfriend was right not to leave. Yeah, wow. It's some craziness. We told her to leave. She said to us, he threatened to kill her whole family. Wow. It's hard. It's very, very hard. It's, some of us take a little bit longer to get out, but we may very well be working towards getting out. And what we need is people by us supporting us, not feeling sorry, helping us plan, helping us strategize, being there just to be there. You guys know the story that my mother had a friend who she was there for, who was planning to get out, and her husband beat her to death in front of her children. 6 children, 4 children. I can't remember how many children, but he beat her to death in front of her children. It happens, guys. It happens. But what I'm not going to do is worry about freeing Melania. That's what I'm not going to do. Free her from what, damn it? Free her from herself. Free her from her own failed mental state. Once he died, all her friends rallied around her. Good. So that's where my thoughts were today, guys. Thank you for this conversation. Thank you for this conversation. It's really important that we don't assume things about people. Assume that people are in bad situations that they are not in. Feel sorry for somebody who does not deserve your pity or your sympathy. Create a narrative so as to make the story more comfortable, more palatable for you. See, the narrative of Melania being in an abusive relationship is much easier for people to stomach, to swallow, than the fact that she's just as evil and horrible as he is. 2 peas of a pod. 2 peas in a pod. What's that? 2 peas in a, yeah, that there are 2 peas in a pod. It's easier for us to believe that this woman is a victim, not a willing participant. So process those thoughts. Process that. Process you. And maybe not you, but that woman, I need to write up a whole thing. And I need to go and have a bumper sticker that says, free her from what? I need to go put a sticky note. Free her from what? Free her from what? That's what we need. She knew what kind of man he was before she got married to him. She probably got married to him for what kind of man he was. Anyway, guys, I love you at my table. I love how we share in these conversations. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to go. I'm going to. We are all about to go right now. You guys all have a wonderful. Susanna, thank you for being here live. That's not usual. Oh, Darian, look, you so funny. You coming on here testing. Yes, this is live. But we're about to get off of here. We about to go, Darian. We about to go. We all out. We out. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. I'm a father and grandfather, and I won't have a problem getting any man who abused them. Right, Tobias. Look, we all need to rally around. It's a community, right? It takes a village to raise the children. It takes a village to protect the children. It takes a village. Call on your village. Call on your village. I tell you what, anybody at this table that's being abused, you can call me. You can call me. Now, don't call me whining and complaining, talking about you staying. You can call me whining and complaining and saying, how can I get out? That's fine. But don't call me whining and complaining and say, oh, but I'm staying. No, I'm not ready for that. I'm not that friend. Somebody else, call Elaine. She can handle that. I can't handle that. You call me when you're ready to make the plan to leave. Call me when you're ready for folks to show up and pack you up and get out. Call me for that. Okay? Call me for the logistics. I'm ready for that. Don't call me for the whining and complaining, but I can't go anywhere. Jana says the kids have the day off. So good to be able to join. And yes, if anyone is messing with me, I know who. There you go, Jana. You know. You know. You know I'm right there. Excuse me, what? Sorry, I need to get on the plane. Janet, you know I get mad for you. Even when you're not mad, I'll get mad for you. Okay, like, oh my God, no. Let me help you understand how this ain't right. Whew. Anyway, guys, you know I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys go off and have a wonderful day. Jana, thank you for being here live today. I know you needed that kid's day off. Etienne is working. Had school today, so I just got the day off. Wash your hands, wear your mask, keep your distance, keep your family close, keep your enemies close but at a distance. Enjoy your day. Enjoy those around you. Enjoy, and don't be feeling sorry for people who don't need to be you feeling sorry for them, who don't need you feeling sorry for them. When you are there, you must be strategic and prepared to be careful because abusers attack them. Yes. Yeah, in your pandemic suite. Yes, exactly. Yes, that's exactly right. That's exactly right, Elaine. Mother, you're right. You have to know. You have to know. And I don't need your mates knowing where I live. So, don't tell them my name. My name is Tracy. If you're calling me for help to get you out of a stressful situation, call me Tracy. Anyway, you guys go out. Have a wonderful day. Good, Tobiah. I'm glad, Tobiah. I need you to send me some recipes because I tell you what, you post some stuff on your page that I'm like, I need to be eating like that. Anyway, I will see you guys here tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Have a wonderful, glorious day. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Keep your distance. Protect yourself and protect your family. Always, always.